My name is Tsugumi. I grew up in an abused environment. My father, who was kind to me, passed away when I was 9. My mother remarried right after. 1 year later, my mother gave birth to my little brother. The 4 of us had been living together since then. My mother hated me. She only loved my little brother and always ignored me. The same goes for my stepfather. He never really accepted me. Dad, can you do me a favor?
Hey, stop calling me Dad.
What should I call you?
Shut up! It's better that you don't talk to me.
Sorry.
Go play somewhere else then. What now?
I need you to pay for my lunch fee starting next month.
Huh? I told Yoshiko I'm not responsible for your education or living expenses.
But Mom said she can't afford it anymore and told me to ask you.
That bitch. Not gonna happen. I won't pay.
What? But
I'm not responsible for you. We're strangers.
why am I not part of the family?
We're not related by blood. Isn't that obvious?
But you married my mom, didn't you?
I don't care. Me marrying your mother doesn't mean you're automatically my family.
Why? Then what should I do?
Go figure it on your own. You're in your last year of elementary school, right?
I'm still in 4th grade.
Enough talking about you. I hate kids to begin with.
But you love Kento so much.
Of course. He's my son. Unlike you, a child of some guy I don't know. You're disgusting. I never wanted to have you in our family.
So I should just accept that? I want to be happy too.
Huh? You should be thankful for having a roof over your head and food to eat.
What about my school lunch fee?
Stop talking back! You want to get hit?
I'm sorry.
I'm not paying for anything, understand? Plus, elementary school is compulsory education. Why do you need to pay for lunch fees? Go talk to your teacher.
But other kids all paid.
They're from regular families. Of course they're taken care of.
Is it because I'm not your family?
Took you long enough to understand. Now get lost. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Okay. After that, I told my mother what my stepfather had said to me. My mother got furious and scolded me.
I wish you didn't exist!
Eventually, my mother agreed to keep paying for my school lunch fee. She was worried about what other people would think of her, so her decision was not made for my sake. Whenever I asked for something, my mother and stepfather would hit me and call me selfish. So I tried to ask as little as possible to avoid the beating. I always tried my best not to anger them. I've already given up. I wouldn't ask for anything else as long as they provided me with basic food and clothing. I thought my life would be free after I finished high school. After graduating high school, I would find a job and finally move out of this house. But I was too optimistic. When I was in my last year of middle school, my mother said something that shocked me. Mom, there's a notice from school.
Notice? What is it?
They're having a guidance session for graduating students. And there'll be a parent-teacher conference after that. The school wants to know which date is good for you.
A guidance session? That sounds boring. Do I have to go? Why do I have to make time for you?
But they expect parents to be there.
That's so unnecessary. Tell your teacher I'm busy and won't make it.
Then, can I choose the high school I like?
Huh?
I want to go to a public high school.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What?
You can't go to high school.
Why?
Compulsory education is only up to middle school. It'll cost money to go to high school.
Wait a minute. Are you saying I should start working?
That's right.
I can't find a job as a middle school graduate. I want to keep studying.
You? Studying? Don't make me laugh. There's no use for girls to be smart.
But I like studying. Even my teacher says I'm smart enough to get into the best high school in the prefecture.
Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter. Find a job quickly and bring back some money.
We're not that poor. Both of you are working. And Kento's taking lots of after-school classes.
You can't compare yourself to Kento. Kento has potential. Of course we'll invest in our child's future.
Am I not your child? Why do you always neglect me?
You're exactly like your dead father. I'm grossed out seeing your face every day.
I'm exactly like Dad?
You have the same face and personality as him. You'll become a scum like him and never succeed in your life.
Scum? You can't say that about Dad. Dad worked hard every day even though he was physically weak.
What? You remember that? Weren't you like 9 at the time?
I remember everything. Dad was the nicest person. He did his best to support us. But you betrayed him, Mom.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You always cheated with Hayase when Dad was at work. That's why you got married so fast after Dad passed away.
Oh, so you knew. I always thought about leaving you two. But then he suddenly died, which made things much easier for me. I even got his life insurance payout.
You're the worst. Dad was struggling every day because of the stress. You're responsible for his death, Mom.
Say whatever. You were not part of my plan, but I ended up having to take care of you.
Fine. I won't ask you for anything ever again. I'll pay my own tuition.
Huh? Didn't I say you're not going to high school? You should work hard and bring home some money.
I'll go to a night high school then. I'll work during the day and pay my own tuition, okay?
Are you really that determined? What an idiot. Fine, you can do whatever you like as long as you bring back the money.
Okay. I think my father died from overworking. My mother never got along with him. She would always yell at my sickly father.
Your salary is so low!
My father forced himself to work even after he caught a cold. Also, his salary was not that low. My mother liked to buy designer products. She even got addicted to gambling. She basically wasted all the money away. Also, she never put any effort into raising me. I still remember my father was always the one who brought me to play at the park. I love my father so much, so I couldn't forgive my mother for bad-mouthing him. After I graduated middle school, I worked part-time at a convenience store during the day, and I went to school at night. I brought some money home as promised. I saved up the rest for university. When I went home, they would say, "The disgusting one's back. What a useless piece of garbage." They insulted me as much as possible. Sometimes I was so heartbroken that I wanted to take my own life. But I stayed strong and worked harder because I didn't want to be defeated by them. I finished high school 4 years later. After that, I took out a student loan and went to university. I started to live by myself with the money I had saved. My family ignored me when I moved out. I hadn't been contacting them since then. They probably had also forgotten about my existence. Maybe they thought it was too troublesome to contact me. Even my mother stopped asking for money. I had escaped from hell, and I could finally enjoy my freedom. 10+ years had passed. I graduated from university, found a job, got married, and had a child. I met my husband at university. He's a kind person, just like my father. Our daughter's turning 1 soon, and she's so adorable. Being with them has cured me. My life was so happy I almost forgot about my painful past living with my mother. However, my mother suddenly contacted me one day for money.
How are you, Tsugumi? It's Mom. We haven't seen each other for a while.
Mom? I thought you had forgotten about me. What do you want?
How can I forget about my only daughter?
What?
Sorry about what happened in the past. I wasn't thinking straight.
So typical.
Please, hear me out. Your stepfather brainwashed me. That's why I treated you that way. I was wrong. I should have taken better care of you instead of focusing on my new family.
It's too late for that. I've already decided to cut ties with you. You never contacted me when I was in university, so what do you want now?
I didn't contact you because I trusted your ability to figure things out on your own. And you turned out fine without my help. Didn't you?
Well, you've never helped me once ever since I was born. So, what is it that you want? Hurry up and say it.
Well, I'm kind of out of money. Could you help me out?
I knew it. You'll never contact me unless it's for money. May I ask why you're out of money?
Your stepfather retired and is no longer making money, and your brother stays at home and refuses to work.
So you want me to support you guys?
Yes! You're so smart! I'm so glad to have a daughter like you!
I'm glad you're still the same scum you used to be.
What?
Why on earth would I support you and your family? Plus, aren't you working too?
I got old and didn't have the strength to work anymore. Isn't it normal for children to be filial to their parents and take care of them when they get old?
Haven't you been receiving the survivor's pension?
Well, even so, I raised you, didn't I?
You only cursed and neglected me every day. You were brainwashed? Give me a break.
Don't be so mean. It was difficult for me too. Plus, you're single, right? Aren't you lonely living by yourself?
I'm married and have a daughter.
What? Are you serious? How come you didn't say anything?
Why would I tell someone who's not my family?
But we're your family. I want to see my cute granddaughter too.
No, you're not my family. You're just a stranger. My husband, daughter, and dad are my only family.
I gave birth to you. You can't deny that. Come on. I really need your help. I can't deal with your stepfather and brother when they're angry. They punched so many holes in the walls. They might even kill me someday.
Oh, just like how you killed Dad? Don't you think you deserve that?
I didn't kill your dad.
You made your choice when you abandoned me. You had it coming.
I'm really sorry. I've reflected on my mistakes. Please, help me out.
You know what? I couldn't care less about what's going on in your family. It's a waste of time talking to you. Don't ever contact me again.
Wait a minute. Could you at least send 100,000 yen to me per month? Please.
100,000 yen? Don't make me laugh. You'll never get anything from me. That's it. Goodbye.
No, Sugumi! I don't even know where you live. What am I supposed to do now? Hey, say something. Sugumi!
I blocked my mother right after. I probably should have blocked her a long time ago. But I'll admit that I had a sense of relief after telling her what I had in mind. Maybe this is for the best. My mother and stepfather must be very disappointed in their son now. They had spent so much money on him and given him so much love, yet he turned out to be so useless. It's understandable, I guess. They thought their son would make so much money that they could live a wealthy life after retirement. But things didn't work out as planned. My stepfather has always been violent, especially when things didn't go his way. Perhaps he's taking it out on my mother because she's his new target now. As my mother said, the worst could happen any time at this rate. But I'll never, ever help her. I haven't heard from my mother ever since. My life is peaceful now. I'm living happily with my husband and adorable daughter. My family is the most important thing to me, and I'll treasure every moment with them in the days to come.
My name is Kotaro Hayashi. I loved baseball since I was a kid, and I used to play catch with my parents. I joined a local baseball team when I was in first grade. I also practice on my own and put my passion into baseball every day. However, I wasn't athletic, so it might also be because of my small build and slow feet that didn't improve in baseball. Those who later joined the team overtook me more and more. I was frustrated, but I liked baseball, so I continued to play. There was a general manager on our team and one coach for every grade. Until second grade, they were a kind coach who taught patiently, but even though I wasn't that good at it, but that coach moved somewhere where I was in third grade and was replaced by Coach Naruse. His son Minoru joined the team, but they bullied me for not being good at it. Hey, what's your name and age? I'm Kotaro, 8 years old. You're Minoru, right? Ah, same age. When did you start playing baseball? Did you start a bit earlier than me? Nope, I've been here since first grade. Since first grade, really? I thought you're not good at this, so I called you, but I can't believe that you have more experience than me. You're not up for this. You should just give up. I know I'm not good at this, but I really like baseball, so leave me alone. If someone likes you as in the team's morale will lower. My dad also said that you're useless. Useless? What about Coach Naruse? Huh? What do you mean? Coach Naruse, isn't he too picky about his likes and dislikes? He ignores those he hates and he doesn't guide them. That's not something a coach should do. Are you complaining about our coach? Because it's true. Putting myself aside who's not good at it. Even those who are good, if he doesn't like them, he makes them do odd chores. It's your fault for being hated by your coach. Baseball is a sport that needs communication. You don't even know that? He's just making decisions based on his mood. That's not communicating anything at all. The short and slow guy is saying something. At least throw the ball to the right spot before you say that. You too! You're just fast but don't have control. You! What did you say? Please stop it! When I answered back, he got mad and tried to punch me. The adults who noticed something strange came and stopped us and told us quarreling is wrong. Minoru has the biggest build in our class with strong shoulders. He's good at baseball and blended well with those in the upper grade. Maybe that's why he became self-centered and secretly bullied those who are weak like me. The reason why he's like that is not only because he's excellent, but also because of his father, who is our coach. Coach Naruse was self-serving and patronizing of people, based on his likes and dislikes. Coach Naruse, I'm done running. Can I start practicing bunt now?
Huh? Are you doing the bunt? Impossible! You lack stamina, so you need to keep running.
But I've already run for an hour. Why won't you let me use the bat and ball like the others?
Stop complaining when you don't even have the ability. Listen, I know everyone's physical capabilities. As for you, you need to run more. Just do as I say.
But...
You never played a real baseball game, have you? You're the only 5th grader who hasn't been chosen as a starting member yet.
About what you just said, it's because you lowered my assessment to the director, isn't it? I know I'm not the best, but I don't think it's to the point that I can't even join the game.
Ha! You don't even know your abilities. I'm appalled.
Then please tell me specifically what I need to improve on. I won't improve just by running.
I'm not expecting anything from you. Whatever you do, it's a waste. How about you study instead of playing baseball?
But I like baseball.
Impossible! I'd be wasting my time if I spent it on you. If you want to play baseball, how about you take out the weeds?
But...
Pulling out weeds develops your basic physical strength. If you don't like running, then pull the weeds out. You can contribute to the team with that.
Does that mean that you don't want to race me? I understand. I'll do it by myself.
I hate cocky people like you. You won't make it to the tournament. Just give up.
No, I won't give up.
Really? Then do whatever you want.
Please excuse me. Coach Naruse never coached me. He let me run and run without letting me join other practices. I know that reason is that he hates me, but I don't know why he hates me. He's probably just making decisions based on his mood. Even though I'm in 5th grade now, I know that I'm not very good yet, but I practice at home by myself every day, watched baseball to study, and did my best. That's why I think that I could join the games. My parents noticed that. There was even a time that complained to the director. However, the director and the coach have known each other for a long time, so he trusts the coach a lot. He left us to the hands of the coach, so he didn't complain about the teaching methods of the coach. But I still did my best because I didn't want to stop doing what I loved. I knew I still have a lot to learn, so I also know that I'm not good at it. I desperately practiced daily by myself. However, I still wasn't chosen to be a starter member, not even once, and graduated from youth baseball. I went to a middle school where there is baseball. I was quite frustrated my youth baseball days. I was determined to be a regular this time. However, on the first day of school, I heard a familiar voice saying, "Great to see you again." When I turned around, Minoru was standing there grinning. I froze and he patted my back, then went away. When I learned that Minoru was in the same school as me, I froze for a while in despair. Of course, Minoru and I joined the baseball club. Just like always, he made fun of me, pranked me by hiding behind others, and hooked my leg. He bullied me a lot. But I didn't care about that and was able to work hard with training. The reason is that the baseball club advisor appreciated my efforts and guided me through the process, different from my youth baseball coach. I was to practice what I love with dignity. I had so much fun every day that I didn't care about Minoru pestering me. Thanks to that, my ability improved rapidly. When I was in 2nd grade, I pushed past the 3rd grade and became a regular. The baseball club members are all very good people, so even when I became a regular, they told me that they were a bit frustrated but congratulated me. But Minoru was different. "Hey, you! What did you do?" "What do you mean?" "What do you mean? Why have you become a regular but not me?
No matter how you look at it, it's crazy.
It's not crazy at all. My abilities were just recognized.
As for the abilities, I'm better than you. Did you flatter the advisor or something? That's unfair.
No, I didn't do anything like that. I just did my best.
Screw yours, shorty.
Who lost to a shorty?
You! I can throw a faster ball than you!
Right, it's just fast, but you can't control it. You haven't changed at all. You've been skipping practices. That's why you didn't improve.
Who do you think you're saying that to? I'll tell Dad about this.
Are you talking about Coach Narase?
Of course! Don't you know that my dad has a lot of connections in the local baseball industry?
What do you mean by local baseball industry?
Shut up! If Dad says something bad about you, you won't be able to play baseball ever again.
I don't understand, but it's uncool to rely on your dad. Why don't you practice more instead of turning on me?
Huh, stop being cocky! Get lost! Hey, stop it!
Minoru raged and tried to punch me like he did when we were in elementary. The people around noticed and stopped him immediately, so I didn't have a big injury, but now that we're in middle school, everyone witnessed that Minoru is at fault, so he got suspended from school temporarily. Of course, his dad was furious and came to school, but instead, the advisor questioned him about Minoru's problematic behavior and was lectured. I'm glad that the people in the school have common sense. Minoru was temporarily suspended so he couldn't come to class. As a result, I was able to enjoy my school life. One day, when I was hoping that he would just drop out, a terrible incident became a reality. After a club activity, on my way home, while I was walking on a dark road, a car came from in front. It was a small road without a sidewalk, so I moved to the side as much as I could. But the car plowed right into me. I desperately tried to avoid the car, but I couldn't. The car hit me and drove away. There was a passerby who happened to witness the whole scene, so she called an ambulance immediately. I was able to survive, but I fractured my leg. With the help of the witness and security camera, the driver of that car was quickly found. Yes, it was the car of Coach Narase and his son. Hit and run is a serious crime. Minoru's father was arrested and sentenced to prison. Minoru was also in the car, but his dad was the one driving, so there were no charges against him. However, the incident that I got hit by his father driving a car spread in school. Before I knew it, Minoru transferred to a different school. I'm glad there were no after effects of my fractured leg. After my leg healed, I continued to rehabilitate and got back on track. I can't believe that they thought did that. Even to this day, when I think about that father and son, there are times when I freeze with fear. I was able to maintain a good mental attitude by focusing on baseball. Then I got taller and I also developed some strength. My daily efforts paid off, and because I had fewer mistakes during games, I was entrusted with the shortstop position. Practice matches, championship matches, I experienced a lot of matches. With that, I managed to graduate from middle school with some baseball activity. I entered a high school with a baseball team that competes with the best in the state. There were a lot of players better than me there. I was even more motivated and continued to make efforts every day. Then, in the summer of my sophomore year, I was finally chosen to be a regular. What's more is that the district tournament is near. For 3 years, our school reached semifinals but hasn't made it to the interscholastic high school championship. We boosted our morale by chanting, "This year, we want to make it to the finals." Then, the district tournament began. I'll spare you the details on the match, but we won the first game to the finals. Our opponent in the finals is a strong school that has participated in the National High School Baseball Tournament for 3 consecutive years. When I looked at the opponent member list, I found Minoru's name.
Hey, it's been a while. I never thought we would meet at the district qualifier finals.
Right. I didn't think that I would be competing with someone who almost killed me.
My dad was arrested because of you. Brace yourself!
It's not my fault that he got arrested. Let's play baseball fair and square.
Of course, I'm the pitcher. A shorty like you won't be able to hit a single ball I throw.
I've grown since middle school too. I'll hit a home run with your ball.
You can talk big now, but our team will win and join the National High School Baseball Tournament. I will never lose to you.
After saying what he wanted to say, Minoru went back to his team. It was my first time playing against him, but I saw it as a chance to avenge him for what he did to me. I was combative as ever. Then the match started. For the first 5 innings, both teams continued without a score. The game got underway in the top of the 6th inning when I was up to bat first. I've seen how Minoru throws a ball many times, but as expected from a strong school pitcher, he's good. He's certainly getting better at it. But I was determined to hit the ball. First pitch, he aimed for a dead ball. I barely avoided it and managed to get it to the ball. While waiting for the next pitch, I thought, what a jerk! He seemed to have gotten the wrong idea that he had scared me with his first pitch, because his next pitch showed that he underestimated me. I didn't miss that. I can't hit it, I thought, and swung the bat really hard. I hit the ball and it went higher and further, and it was a home run. I got the first point. From that point on, our team got more motivated and hit the ball one after another. It ended with a score of 6-3 and we won. During the post-game lineup, he stayed down and didn't look up the whole time. He was probably frustrated that I hit a home run. Perhaps he was warned when his whole team found out that he was aiming to hit a dead ball. When I heard about the story later on, I was told that Minoru was their team's troublemaker. Because of this incident, he was removed from the regular. I heard he got brokenhearted and quit baseball. Even if one is blessed with talent and a good physique, it is meaningless if one is not motivated. To be honest, I felt relieved that Minoru, who does dirty tricks, quit baseball. After 4 years of not being able to make it to the National High School Baseball Tournament, we finally made it to the top 8. The whole school celebrated because of our high performance. That was the best day of my life. After graduating high school, I'm now working at a company and belong to a baseball team for working people. Unfortunately, I haven't made any notable achievements yet, but I'm very happy to be able to continue doing what I love since childhood. I want to live the rest of my life playing baseball to the best of my abilities. My name is Chariko. I'm 39 years old. I have a husband who is 42 and a daughter in middle school. We've been married for 15 years with everything going swimmingly. We've gotten along all this time. Or so I thought. How could I have known he would cheat on me?
Riho, I heard you've become a regular on the basketball team.
Yeah, I'm the only regular from year 2.
That's amazing. We better go and watch your next match.
Yes, we should. We'll make a banner and support you.
Oh, stop. That's embarrassing.
Hooray, hooray, Riho! Here's your lunch, dear, and this is yours, Riho.
Thanks.
Thanks, as always. I'm heading out.
Dad, can you give me a lift to the station?
Oh, all right.
She's got you wrapped around her little finger. My husband was always so doting, ever since Riho was young. He was the ideal husband, always supporting me and taking care of her. Oh, he's forgotten his phone at home. Huh? Mika? I wonder who that is.
I'm home.
Oh, you're back. You forgot your phone today, didn't you?
Ah, that's where it was.
There were a few calls from a person called Mika.
You didn't pick up the phone, did you?
Of course not. Why are you so bothered about it?
No, nothing. It's just one of my important clients, that's all.
Oh? His attitude was clearly odd, but I was sure that my husband, who was so honest and a bit awkward, would never cheat or have an affair. But nothing in the world is ever absolute.
The truth is, I have something to tell you, Chariko.
What? Why are you so formal all of a sudden?
I want a divorce.
What? What do you mean?
I want to separate.
But why? What's the matter?
I've fallen for someone else.
What?
I'm dating someone, and I'm serious about them.
Are you sane? So you're having an affair?
It's not an affair. I'm not cheating. It's true love. It's a once-in-a-lifetime romance. A proper romance.
What on earth are you saying? You're married. It's an affair. It's cheating.
Anyway, I want to be with her, so please, agree to the divorce.
Do you really think I'll say, yes, of course? After being told all of this out of the blue? You want to divorce me and be with this other woman? If that's the case, then all the more reason why I shouldn't give you a divorce.
Okay, then I have no choice.
I thought he had given up, but the next Sunday, his lover, Mika, suddenly appeared at our home. She was a young woman in her 20s. How could he, with a woman 20 years younger? Riho, you go to your room.
Okay.
Our daughter had clearly felt the disquieting atmosphere in the room.
Please break up with your husband. I'm serious about him.
You've got the nerve to show up in someone else's home like this. Do you understand that you're having an affair? You're just like a thief stealing another person's belongings.
A thief? You're horrible.
Me? I'm horrible? I'm just saying it like it is, you petty thief.
It's destiny. It's true love.
We seriously love each other.
Oh, you say love so easily like it's that simple.
I didn't fall in love with a husband. The man I fell in love with just happened to have a family.
Oh, don't copycat Kaneko what's her name. You just felt like taking someone else's husband.
Otherwise, I can't imagine why you'd fall in love with an old man like him. Old man, you clearly don't understand his charms as well as I do. There isn't anyone else like him. Either way, I'm not signing the divorce papers. And I'm not going to give up.
The conversation didn't lead anywhere, and it was decided that we would meet, the three of us, again. My husband left the house with his lover, and that evening, Mom, why don't you just divorce him? Even you, Riho? Why would you say that? Because it's disgusting. For him to cheat with such a young woman like that. I don't need Dad if he's a cheater. I don't even want to call him Dad anymore. I'm sorry to put you through this, Riho. Mom, you're not the one that has to apologize. Hey, Mom, I have a good idea. That kind of guy deserves getting dumped. We should demand compensation and get him to pay child support. Riho, you...
We should get him to pay until he's got nothing left. Then once he's broke, that woman will definitely dump him. He's old after all.
For a middle schooler, you say some pretty scary things.
If it's compensation, we can make her pay too. Just like on TV. We should demand compensation from him and from her.
That might be a good idea.
An old guy like him. If he's got no money, then he's useless. What does she mean she's serious? Don't make me laugh. Dad's just an old man with a beer belly and bad odor. I won't forgive him.
My daughter was a daddy's girl, so she might have felt more betrayed than I did. But what she was saying was more or less right. A young girl in her 20s surely couldn't have anything other than money on her mind if she was dating a man in his 40s. I decided that I would strip them of their money and test their so-called true love. Suddenly, the will to fight them grew in me. I'll agree to the divorce, but in return I expect 5 million yen from you, and 3 million yen from your lover in compensation. Also, I'll have you change the name on the deeds to this house to my name, but you'll continue to pay the mortgage. On top of that, I want you to pay 15,000 yen per month for child support until Riho graduates from university.
Huh?
That's only a matter, of course. You're having an affair. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's for your true love.
If you do that, we won't be able to live properly.
You love each other, right? If you have love, money means nothing, right? Even if you're poor, as long as you're together, you're happy, right? It's a once-in-a-lifetime love, after all.
Okay, I get it. I'll pay. I'll pay the compensation and the child support. I'll give you the house.
Oh, I'm glad. That's it then. Divorce is done. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm seriously in love with you. Even if we're poor, as long as you're with me, I don't need anything else.
I can't pay 3 million yen.
Let's do our best to pay together.
Okay.
Mika's expression was visibly dark. Well, it's only a matter of time until they break up. After that, I hired a lawyer, and the divorce procedures went smoothly. Just as I had asked, I received the compensation and the child support. In the home that was newly mine, Riho and I lived happily, just us two girls. Then 1 month later...
I'm so sorry. It was all my fault. Forgive me. I want to do things over. All three of us.
I listened to what he had to say. It turns out that he had started living with his lover in a one-room, shabby apartment. But his lover had left him before even a week had passed.
What are you saying after all the trouble you caused? After causing Mom so much pain and betraying both of us?
It was just a one-time thing. I was deceived.
One-time thing?
Even though you kept on saying that it was true love?
What a cheap true love.
It wasn't an affair. You were serious, right? Was your serious that flimsy?
I'm so sorry.
If you don't have any money, you're just a stale old man. We don't need you here. Right, Mom?
Yeah. Riho was much harsher than I was. She said all she wanted to say and shooed him out of the house. His lover had run off without paying compensation, so I asked my lawyer and had them find her for me. I was surprised when I heard that she had already found another man to live with. It seems she's the type of woman that always needs to have a man around. I pitied my ex-husband, but my daughter told me you shouldn't have any sympathy to spare for a guy that cheated with a younger woman. I went with my lawyer to meet Mika.
What? I have nothing to do with you anymore. I'll give that stale old man back to you.
You can't say that you have nothing to do with it. Even if you did break up with him, you still have the obligation to pay me compensation. I'm going to make you pay that 3 million yen.
What are you talking about?
Your pretty little girlfriend was cheating with my husband. She made me divorce him because she said that she wanted to be with him, and my family was torn apart.
That was because you lost your appeal as a woman.
You've got some nerve. Anyway, I'm going to have you pay that money in one go.
I don't have that kind of money.
Alright, then how about your boyfriend? Will you marry her and pay it instead? I don't mind either way. If you don't, I can ask that they seize your wages.
Seize my wages?
After hearing about the affair and the large sum of money that Mika owed, her new boyfriend ended up leaving her. It'll be a pain if you run away again, so I'd like you to pay the 3 million yen in one go. Being in her early 20s, she didn't have 3 million yen saved, and so she had no choice but to loan money from all over the place and somehow paid the 3 million yen. Now, in order to pay off her debt, aside from her daytime job, she had to start an evening job in a bar. I guess this is how big the price of having an affair is. Elsewhere, my ex-husband was living in an old apartment paying the child support. I personally thought it was about time we forgave him, but Riho,
I'll never forgive him.
she never did like studying, but as a result of the affair, she suddenly began to work harder at school. She says she'd like to become a lawyer when she's older.
I'll become a lawyer and help you, Mom.
Thank you, Riho.
My name is May. I'm a third grader. I live with my mommy and daddy, who like to eat a lot.
Thanks for the meal.
It was so delicious.
Right? I'm so happy we went here.
Daddy, happy birthday.
Thank you, May. I'm so happy.
Oh, it's May's family.
Oh my, that restaurant?
It's a restaurant for the poor.
Oh, hey, Monami.
Good evening.
You're eating here? Yup, it's my daddy's birthday today.
OMG, eating at this poor restaurant for a birthday is so pathetic.
But daddy wanted to go here.
I didn't even know this place was still open.
I guess this poor place is the best you guys can do.
You don't have to be so mean about it. We just went to a high-end French restaurant. Okay.
It was so clean and so delicious.
That's nice.
Monami's daddy is the boss of a famous restaurant chain, so he has a lot of money.
Everyone, look at this. May's family went to this worn-out restaurant.
What? Did you take a picture?
I just wanted to take a picture of a poor family.
Your family is poor.
No. But you went there for your daddy's birthday? You're making no sense.
But it was so delicious.
There's no way this place is delicious. Stop lying.
I don't want to go there too.
I bet even the water tastes bad.
That's not true.
I just noticed that even your clothes look worn out.
But my mommy picked this for me.
It doesn't even have a ribbon.
I don't care if it doesn't have ribbons.
It looks cheap. What brand is it from?
I don't know.
It doesn't even have a brand. You're so cheap. I would be too embarrassed to wear your clothes.
From that day, everyone started calling me poor and making fun of me.
May's clear folder is so lame.
What? My daddy gave this to me.
It doesn't look cute at all. Oh, you're just using a clear folder you get for free. So pathetic. Look, I got new running shoes.
It looks good on you.
May's shoes look cheap. Where did you buy it?
My mommy bought it for me, so I don't know.
I bet she bought it for sale at a cheap place. Oops.
Ow!
Sorry.
Oh,
I bet that was also cheap too.
it's not.
Why don't you get your mommy to fix it up for you? I bet you can't afford another one. A few days later.
My friend invited me over for dinner and asked if you two wanted to come.
Yay!
Where are we going?
It's the French restaurant down by the 4th Street.
I've never been to a French restaurant. I'm so excited.
Oh, we better practice our manners.
Don't worry about it too much. It should be a casual dinner. Miyashita told me he was going to be a bit late, so we should start eating.
Oh, then let's start ordering. OMG, May's family is here. Oh, hello.
Good evening. I didn't know you guys went to places like this. Sure.
Well, we are regulars here, so... Are you guys sure you're in the right place? It's not a place for the poor. I bet they're just overdoing themselves. It's not like that. Can your family afford this place? I can't believe you came here with that kind of clothes.
After that reading session, we continued our dinner together, but they weren't done with us. This is very yummy.
Isn't that the cheapest food in this place?
Really?
Don't tell me you guys came here to eat the cheapest thing and leave. That's such a poor thing to do.
Well, we came here to eat the most expensive stuff. Hey, sorry for being late. Miyashita, here. May, you are so big.
Mr. Miyashita, what do you want to order?
I want some Wagyu meat. Oh, that's nice. We should order that too.
Are you guys fine with ordering such expensive food? I bet they're going to dine and dash.
I bet they're gonna get a stomachache eating something so expensive.
It's probably their first time eating something so expensive.
Even after Mr. Miyashita came, they were making fun of us. But after Mr. Miyashita opened his mouth, everything changed.
By the way, happy birthday, Chief Editor.
Chief Editor?
This is my present to you. Thank you, but you didn't have to do this. It's the least I could do for you taking me out to so many restaurants.
Daddy said your articles are always great.
That's so good to hear. I'm just happy I'm part of the best-selling gourmet magazine.
The best gourmet magazine? Is it... Do you mean this?
It's the most famous one.
What? But you guys were celebrating your birthday at a worn-out restaurant the other day.
Worn-out restaurant? She's talking about Kamawodo, the horse meat restaurant. Oh, the place with the 4.6 stars. I wanted to go there someday.
4.6 stars? That high? It's a very well-known place among gourmet people.
You said you wanted to go there someday. Yep, I finally got a hold of that place after the company got us reservations.
It was so yummy.
Lucky, I wanted to go too. I didn't know it was a famous restaurant.
But my dad is also a CEO.
Right? He owns a famous restaurant chain.
And May, you always wear cheap-looking no-brand clothes.
But Mommy said these were very good clothes.
She's right. Each clothes is handcrafted. It's much better than anything that is sold on display.
I told you so.
By the way, you say you own a restaurant. Do you have a problem with it? I was just surprised you didn't even know about Kawamoto. I guess you're not a very gourmet-inclined person.
Let's just go home.
Yeah. I won't forget to visit your restaurant for a review.
Is it okay to leave food like that?
Of course not. He's an embarrassment to anyone who works in the food industry.
That's right. May, you should never be like them.
Okay. Later that week, Mr. Miyashita kept his word and went to visit Minami's dad's restaurant.
I heard they reviewed my dad's restaurant in the gourmet magazine.
The lack of knowledge in the food industry is apparent in the restaurant, and the price is way over what it's worth.
The food is catered to those who know nothing about what real food is, as well as having one of the worst services.
This is really harsh.
This is not good.
After the review, Monami's father's restaurant fell to the ground. Monami stopped boasting about money and became quite docile. Everyone stopped telling me I was poor. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Mom, I want to eat this.
No, it's not on sale.
I know Monami's family is having money problems, but I don't say anything about it. Daddy, where are we going today?
We're going to a famous soba restaurant.
I really wanted to eat there someday.
Yay!
My name is Yuichi Motohashi. and I'm just an average sophomore in college. Today I want to talk to you about an incident between my annoying upperclassman and my part-time job. I started to work at a tavern my friend owned because he was short-staffed. I'm Motohashi. Nice to meet you all. On the first day, my friend introduced me to an upperclassman. I'm the part-time leader here. You can call me Mr. Kazuo, all right? His name was Kazuo Nishizuka. He was around 30 years old. He worked at this tavern for 3 years now. So, Mr. Kazuo began to teach me the ways around the tavern. You're doing great! You're a fast learner! Thank you very much. He looked scary at first, but he's very well-caring, kind person. But one thing bothered me. I used to be so bad when I was young. I used to fight anyone around me and send them to the hospital. Whenever he speaks, he always brags about his bad youth. About how he used to steal bikes and have car chases with the police. And how he was able to beat 10 people with him and his friend. He would brag about these things like they were from a comic. I grew up in a very rural place, so there were thugs around, and there were a lot there. But from his age, I knew he had to be lying because when he was young, there weren't a lot of thugs around. But he caused me no harm, so I just ignored him. One day, I was talking on the phone with my college friend Kahako while I was on break.
What? Then we won't have an equal amount of guys.
Sorry, I asked around but couldn't find anyone. We were planning a 3-on-3 hangout, but one of my friends canceled on me. We were discussing what to do when... A hangout? You need a new person, I'll go. Mr. Kazuo was listening into the conversation. He was very pushy about this, and because I had no other options, I asked him to come join us. However, the day of, I regretted bringing him over.
Hey, what was that?
I'm truly so sorry.
I don't need an apology. What was he trying to do?
He was trying to one-up everyone, I think.
What? He talked about how he started drinking and smoking at 12 years old, how he sent a younger classmate to the hospital for talking back to him, and how he had a car chase with the police for stealing a bike. How is that one-upping people?
Yeah, that's about it.
I don't get it at all. Why is he bragging about the crimes he committed?
I think there's a small portion of people in a secluded region in a very small part of the world that thinks that's a bragging story.
All the girls look down on him, you know?
I know. I didn't enjoy it at all either.
Why did you bring him in the first place?
He was listening into our conversation, and he was so pushy. Because he was an upperclassman at my part-time job, I couldn't say no. I'm so sorry.
Thanks to you, the hangout was awful. I didn't get his bragging story, and he can't even read the atmosphere?
I think because he can't read the atmosphere, he's able to talk about all that. He isn't a bad person, though.
He is, though. And that's what he wants us to think about him, right?
I have nothing more to say.
He was really into Iroha, you know?
The girl sitting across from Mr. Kazuo, right?
I hope she's okay.
The hangout was horrible. I thought I'd be able to cover for Mr. Kazuo's bad habits, but I was wrong. Because he was drunk, he was a lot more talkative, and he completely ignored me throughout the night. And because of that, I was yelled at by Kahoko. Mr. Kazuo had no idea what we thought about him, and... Hey, Hiroa and I are getting it on, you know. We talked online yesterday, too. Apparently, he and Hiroha traded their IDs that day. And he won't stop talking about that. Plus, we decided to go out for a drink the next weekend. Girls really love bad men, huh? Is what he's saying. I couldn't believe that he would get along with someone from that hangout. But he didn't look like he was lying. I thought that she just couldn't say no to him because he was so pushy. But the day after Mr. Kazuo said he was going out for a drink with her, he was completely phased. Mr. Kazuo, are you alright? What? You seem phased all day, so I was wondering if something happened. Sorry to make you worry, but I'm fine. I see. How was your night out with Iroha last night? Okay. Huh? It didn't go very well. I don't think I'll see her ever again. I see. That sucks, sir. Well, things happen. Are you sure you're okay? You're annoying me. I'm fine. If you say so. I was getting curious about what happened, so I decided to ask myself. From the looks of things, I imagine that he got rejected by Iroha. But the next day... Oh my god! What happened? Oh, I tripped. Mr. Kazuo was heavily bruised. It definitely didn't look like he tripped. More like he got punched. I had a really bad feeling about it, so I asked Kahoko. I wanted to ask about Iroha. Hey, can I ask you something?
What is it?
The girl named Iroha from the hangout. What kind of friend is she?
I don't really know her.
I thought she was your friend.
My friend was Reika, the girl next to me. Iroha is Reika's friend. I'm with Reika right now. Let me ask her.
Thanks.
She said she met her recently at a bar, so Reika doesn't really know her all too well either.
I see.
Sorry, we don't know much about her.
So no one really knows who Iroha is. I got an understanding of what happened, and so I decided to invite Mr. Kazuo out for a drink the next day. I was just curious. You're in a lot of trouble right now, right? I want to help, so please tell me, sir. And so he started to talk about what had actually happened. They actually did get along very well, and they drank a lot too. And so it was getting late, she said,
How about we go back to my room?
Seriously? Hell yeah! She invited Mr. Kazuo back to her place. Once they got there, they got very close. And when they took their clothes off and went under the sheets, Hey, what are you doing to another man's girl? Thug came into the room. Then Iroha began to say,
Help! I was about to be raped!
Huh? So it was all a scam. So Mr. Kazuo was requesting an alimony of 5 million yen from the thug and Iroha, amount he could not pay. The bruises were likely from the thug as well for not being able to pay up. And when he was done talking, I asked him, Mr. Kazuo, invite them over here right now. Let me take care of it. And so the two arrived. Hey, you have the money now?
There was an interest rate too, so pay for that too, okay?
The two smirked at us and said, We moved to a secluded part of the tavern and started talking. Who are you anyway? Their attitude would change soon afterward. Excuse us. The doors opened and two tough-looking guys walked into the room. I asked them to come here. All right, so you guys are apparently doing pretty bad stuff in my turf, right? I don't really like that, you know. I'm actually the oldest son of a famous outlaw family. I look young, but I'm actually 28. I graduated college at 27. I started to help out the family after high school, and I climbed up the ladder to a point I looked over the businesses around the area. The reason I went to college was in order to learn about economics so I can do my job better. Even the underground life needs a little intelligence, you know. So the two that came in just now are my subordinates. I see you've been talking down on our boss here, huh? You guys have some nerve to have that attitude. These two are amazing subordinates. The two realized what they were going up against and said, We're so very sorry!
We'll never do this again, we swear!
I talked to them in a calm voice. Listen, I can't just let you guys go. I need you two to go on a short drive, okay? And so they were taken away. And they're not going to die, they're just going to face a tiny bit of punishment. No death, I think. Then I looked over to Mr. Kazuo and said, Could you please not tell anybody about tonight? If you do, we're going on a drive, okay? Yes, sir! I'm taking this to the grave! I'll never forget this debt to you! Hopefully, he learned a little lesson as well.
My name is Kanakatoi, and I just graduated from high school. For some reason, I now live with my sister, who's 7 years younger than me. The reason is that I lost both of my parents in an accident recently. And after the funeral, I had no time to rest and think about how I was going to live my life. As a matter of fact, my younger sister Reno, who's in elementary school, has been playing table tennis since she was little and has always been a winner in prefectural tournaments. However, continuing to play table tennis can be expensive in terms of shoes, rackets, and travel expenses. Reno seemed to understand how hard it was to make ends meet. I'm not playing table tennis anymore, she said. I could feel my elementary school sister's concern, and it was painfully obvious. I remember how heartbreaking it was to see how truly kind she was. But I've seen Reno's hard work up close. But I wanted to continue to support Reno. Leave it to me! I was encouraged and reminded that I must do my best too. I was determined to support her emotionally and financially on behalf of my parents. Thank you. I'll do my best. I was really happy to hear that. Reno was a member of a team that competed for first and second place in the prefecture, and even after our parents died, she attended practice. I had hoped that playing table tennis would alleviate some of her sadness of not having parents anymore, but some people started to say things like, "That poor kid doesn't have any parents. Does she have time to play table tennis?" Gradually, more and more people on the team became sarcastic and mean-spirited, and she began to isolate herself. One of the worst was a mother and daughter named Tsuchikaido, who always won the prefectural championships. Both parents and their children began harassing her viciously and contacting us at every opportunity. For example, like this.
Miss Kotoy, you've been through a lot, losing your parents so early.
Yes, Reno and I are still a little restless. I'm sorry for any inconvenience to the team.
By the way, I heard that Reno is going to continue playing table tennis as before, but can she really do that? It must be a financial burden.
Yes, it may cost money, but I decided to get a job after high school.
Wow, you found a place that would hire you at that age?
I graduated from high school, so in terms of salary, it may be less than others. I have to do my best for Reno.
Yeah, that's great, sisterhood. But our team is one of the best in the prefecture, and among them, my daughter Ray is always the winner. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, the team's level is quite high. Ray, of course, and everyone are working very hard. I am encouraged by their appearance and do my best every day.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm going to make this very clear. I feel like people like you aren't right for our team.
What does that mean?
I hate to put it this way, but Reno's shoes are so tattered. She always wears the same t-shirt and it looks so shabby. On the other hand, my Ray always has new shoes and a new racket. A top-notch team expects top-notch grooming, too.
I just bought her shoes 2 months ago. Her practice uniform may always be the same, but it's well laundered and shouldn't cause any discomfort to anyone. We purchased the same uniforms as everyone. This is the best I can do with my family's current financial situation. We can't afford to have all new stuff.
I'm saying that's the kind of thing that disrupts this team cycle. Maybe this is a good time for you to consider stepping down from the team, because it's for the team.
Thus, Miss Tsuchikaido contacted us daily, appealing to my sister to leave the team and stating how we sisters are not worthy of being on the team, which honestly caused me headaches.
My own daughter is so wonderful.
She began to up herself, and I wanted to ignore her, but then she would say all kinds of things about us in the team. I felt bad, but I responded properly every time. But the harassment was not only directed at me, but also at my sister. My sister never once expressed any weakness to me, but she must have been going through a very difficult time every day. One day, I received a text from my sister. That was when I was at home and Reno was at table tennis practice.
Do you have a minute?
Yeah, how's practice?
I'm on a break right now.
I see. By the way, what's wrong? You've never contacted me during practice before.
I've been told by the kids around me that I'm not needed on this team. Ray always makes fun of me. No one can stand up to her, and I'm always alone. Am I not allowed to be on the team like everyone says? I don't know if I can keep playing table tennis like this.
What do you want to do?
I honestly don't know what I want to do. I don't know who I'm doing it for. It's always Ray who wins, and I'm not confident that I can be strong even if I try.
I know exactly how you feel. I know it's hard and frustrating, but I'm on your side. I'll do my best to make sure there are no more kids who say things like that. I'm hoping that you'll keep playing table tennis.
Why would you do that much for me?
Actually, I was sorting through my mom and dad's belongings the other day. I found a journal for you that they kept every day. I was really surprised when I found it. Our parents were kind, but they didn't compliment that much, did they? Even if you get a good grade, they would just say you did a good job. But the diary entries showed that they were really rooting for you. I know I can never replace our parents. I thought maybe I could support you in the same way. It was a diary that spanned several years. Reno was on a roll today. A close third place, but she did her best. She's so close to winning. Such thoughts and feelings of our parents were spelled out. All of their writings were so warm that I naturally pictured my parents' smiling faces. I thought I had to show it to Reno, but I couldn't bring myself to tell her because I thought it might put too much pressure on her who was having a hard time. But I finally got to tell her, after my sister learned of our parents' feelings. I'm sorry. I decided not to be whiny, but I just couldn't help it. And thanks for letting me know about the diary. Don't worry, you're doing great. You do your best so I can do mine. Okay. Oh, I'm almost done with my break, so I better get back. There was no need for me to think that it might put pressure on her. When Reno learned about the diary, she became lively and started practicing hard as if she had changed. She trained at home after practice and ran in the morning as soon as the sun came up, building up her stamina at a rapid pace. She also read books on the need to strengthen her spirit, and she did household chores on my behalf while I was busy. Then, a few days before the last elementary school tournament, I received another text from Ms. Tsuchikaido. Next week is finally the last tournament. I'm so excited to think my girl will be standing in the middle of the podium again this year. It's their last tournament. I hope everyone does well with no regrets. I bought my daughter new shoes and uniforms again. She's ready to take on her last match. That's impressive. Besides, I heard that coaches from prestigious schools are coming tomorrow for scouting. Well, I don't think it's any of your business. Good luck to you. I was really frustrated that she was so sarcastic and one-up herself until the very end. But I have seen the effort Reno has put in. Whatever the outcome, I was going to support Reno to the best of my ability. On the day of the event, I decided to cheer her on at the end of the hall with a family photo I took with my parents. And finally, the day of the tournament. I left work early and headed to the venue, but I met a troublesome person. Oh, you're here already? Did you come to see your sister lose today? Ms. Tsuchikaido smirked and expressed her sarcasm and then left me. But I honestly don't think anything of it. I was like, go ahead and say whatever you want. On that note, I wonder how Reno's game is going. I hope she's okay. Despite my concerns, Reno seemed to be winning steadily. And to my surprise, she made it to the finals. Of course, the final match was against Ms. Tsuchikaido's daughter, Rei. Since it was a showdown within the same team, there was a lot of excitement all around. The two of them were so intense that anyone watching could see it, and I had never seen Reno with such a fighting spirit before. All I could do was watch, sweating my hands. The final match went all the way to the finals, and Reno was just 1 point away from winning. Reno! Reno! Your mom and dad are rooting for you too! Keep up the good work! And then... Reno! Hooray! Later, Reno was scouted by many prestigious schools because she was the winner of the prefectural tournament. She even got a full scholarship to go to school. I was so happy that I had had enough, but later I saw in an interview with Reno in an article covering the prefectural competition. There, I was able to win because of the presence of my rival Rei on the same team. Rei was the reason I was able to fight so strongly. And I recently lost my parents, and now I live with my sister, preparing meals, housekeeping. I'm able to lead an unencumbered life, no different from any other family. Kano, thank you. From now on, I will work even harder to get better. Tears naturally welled up in my eyes. I cried for the first time since my parents' funeral. Rei, the runner-up this time, was also scouted by many prestigious schools due to her excellent performance. But as a result, she chose the same school as Reno. Now they're both practicing table tennis and studying hard while encouraging each other. Oh, the most surprising thing of all. I'm sorry for everything. I've been a jerk to you. I was scared. Reno seemed to be making more progress than my child, even when she had all kinds of support in place. In fact, my girl lost. Reno was really strong. You were a great support for Reno. And you really made an effort too.
I have so much to be sorry for, and so does my daughter. Again, I'm sorry. Ray and Reno will be on the same team again. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. And so she apologized. I think Miss Tsuchikaido was too eager to achieve results. It would be reassuring to have her on our side. I felt that as long as we continue to be on the same team, there's no need to fight. No, I don't mind. Let's try to support each other as supporters of Reno and Ray. I look forward to working together with you. Thank you so much. Since then, Miss Tsuchikaido and I became friends and confided in each other about everything. She became a different person, kind and smiling a lot. She honestly helps me a lot with pickup and drop off at games, support, and so on. I will also work hard for my sister, who is aiming to represent Japan.